Started. Okay.
Don Alexander's in the house, yeah. We're together, yeah.
Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting of Allegheny County Council to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silent reflection. Thank you. Please be seated. Jared, please take roll.
Ms. Bennett.
Here.
Mr. Bekowski.
Here.
Mr. DeMarco.
Here.
Mr. Dewar.
Here.
Ms. Filiaggi.
Here.
Mr. Fatulis.
Here.
Ms. Hallam.
Here.
Mr. Klein. Mr. Macy. Ms. Nacaretti-Chapkus.
Here.
Mr. Palmieri.
Here.
Mr. Palmestina.
Here.
Ms. Pritzio.
Here.
Mr. Walton.
Here.
President Katina.
Here.
At the moment, we have 13 members present. I apologize, Mr. Macy is evidently with us by phone.
12667-23 is actually going to be held tonight, Jared. 12668-23.
A proclamation recognizing Woodland Hills High School as the 2023 Outstanding Individual School Library Program in Pennsylvania, sponsored by Councilmember Nacaretti-Chapkus.
Whatever. Here. Michelle.
Kevin, nice to meet you. Thank you.
Taking a picture.
Yeah.
We can get you in the picture.
That's okay.
Come on up. Come on up.
You on the paper.
Right. You are in the paper. Okay. I would just like to first say hello and welcome to everyone beside me here who is also in the presence of our awardee, Mr. Kevin McGuire.
Hi.
Hello, Woodland Hills High School Library Media Specialist. I was going to say that. Dr. Dan Castagna, Superintendent. Mrs. Manns, Principal. And Mr. Wilson, Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum. Thank you. It's nice to have all of you here. All right, let's read what we've got here. This is a proclamation recognizing Woodland Hills High School. Whereas the Pennsylvania School Librarians Association is a statewide organization representing over 550 members. It is an independent organization for school library professionals who serve in public, private, and parochial schools within the Commonwealth, and is the voice of the school library profession in Pennsylvania. And whereas at its annual conference in March, the Pennsylvania School Librarians Association recognized Woodland Hills High School, my alma mater, as the 2023 Outstanding Individual School Library Program in Pennsylvania. This award is given to recognize an outstanding individual school library program, which is an integral part of the student's educational program. And whereas, under the leadership of librarian Kevin McGuire, the Woodland Hills High School Library provides an educational program that meets the varied needs of the students, faculty, and school community at large. It supports the curriculum, provides a creative atmosphere for learning and exploration, and fosters a lifelong interest in seeking knowledge and building connections. And whereas faculty members, administrators, and other professional educators describe the library's role is central to the school and view Mr. McGuire as an instructional partner, valued collaborator, and leader within the school community. According to the Consortium for Public Education, the Woodland Hills High School Library is a model of what future-oriented thinking should be. They explain, while some may have the perception that libraries are the place for academics, Woodland Hills High School focuses on their library being the place to include all students in inquiring, exploring, collaborating, and engaging in a wide variety of curated experiences for their futures. This includes a variety of literature and so much more. And whereas the library at Woodland Hills High School is inviting, flexible, and student-centered, there is a balance between the library as a hub of activity, a place to collaborate, and a quiet, independent workspace. And Mr. McGuire works hard to cultivate an environment that supports the varied ways in which students learn and work across all grade levels and content areas. In the library, students receive exceptional instruction and support in everything from literature appreciation to digital citizenship and information literacy to sophisticated research practices. The library program is truly an integral part of daily life at Woodland Hills. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Allegheny County Council Member Michelle Nacarati-Chapkus, do hereby recognize Woodland Hills High School as the 2023 Outstanding Individual School Library Program in Pennsylvania. Congratulations.
Dr. Stagna loves to talk.
Come on. Use the opportunity to share.
First of all, thank you for recognizing Woodland Hills. It's a challenging time for public schools everywhere. You're always looking for cuts to do things leaner and cheaper, and the library is untouchable because it impacts so many students. It's not the old library of the past where you went to check out books. It's a multimedia center now. This guy deserves all the credit. I deserve none of this credit. Our high school principal, Ms. Manns, is a huge supporter of the library, and Mr. Wilson, of course. So I am just here to recognize them as well as you are. So this guy deserves all the credit in the world. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, sure. I'd like to thank Dr. Castagna and Mr. Wilson and Ms. Manns and our whole high school administration. And this, to me, libraries promise possibility to our students. And I see that every day, no matter if a kid is coming to get a book or to use a computer or to ask a question. And I'm really grateful to be the librarian at Woodland Hills, and I'm really grateful for all your support. So thank you. Yeah, thank you very much.
We're going to do pictures at the end, Michelle. We're going to do pictures at the end again.
All right, we're going to do it at the end. So come on up when we're done here.
12669-23.
A proclamation declaring Take a Father to School Day in Pittsburgh Public Schools, sponsored by Councilmember Bennett and the Chief Executive.
Keeping with the school theme here, we're going to have our fathers. Hey, Miss Candy. We're going to have our fathers up here representing from Take Your Father to School Day, and I'm just taking it in, so just give me my moment and let me take this in, because in the era where we hear about fathers not being active in children's lives, and especially Black fathers, this is a very, very hopeful picture that I'm looking at right now. So I thank y'all for your investment and your work and taking your father to school day. And the 25th anniversary of Take Your Father to School Day. So y'all ain't just start this yesterday. Y'all been here for a while. I think Mr. Barker might be the youngest one up here right now. So whereas on May 19, 2023, Take a Father to School Day is celebrating its 25th anniversary. This year's theme is PPS Fathers, proud, purposeful, and supportive. Pittsburgh Public Schools and the Take a Father to School Day Committee are celebrating 25 years of promoting and increasing father involvement in the city of Pittsburgh. And whereas since its inception in 1999 by Mr. Mark Brentley Sr., The goal of Take a Father to School Day is to bring fathers and male role models into the school space in order to establish better communications with school, explore opportunities for volunteering, and engage men to take a proactive role in their child's education. And whereas this annual event involves every branch of the Pittsburgh Public School District and has attracted annually over 6,000 fathers and male guardians for the last 5 years. And whereas for this day, a father is any positive male role model in a child's life, a grandfather, cousin, uncle, older sibling, community leader, mentor, minister, and others. And whereas research suggests that the involvement of fathers exerts a distinct and independent influence on whether children ever repeat a grade, mostly get A's, enjoy school, and participate in extracurricular activities. Within the past years, Take a Father to School Day has received a Magna Award from the American School Board Journal and National School Boards Association and Sodexo. And whereas during Take a Father to School Day, fathers and father figures across Allegheny County will visit the schools of their children to meet teachers, staff, and participate in organized activities. And whereas Pittsburgh Public Schools would like to acknowledge this year's partners, the Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh, Literacy Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh Penguins, Pittsburgh Pirates, Pittsburgh Steelers. They all had to get in there. And Pittsburgh Science Center, as well as local men's groups and a variety of organizations that have continued to support the success of the initiative. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Allegheny Council Member Liv Bennett, and County Executive Rich Fitzgerald, do hereby recognize Mr. Mark Brentley Sr. and the committee for their achievement in engaging families and in boosting student achievement in Pittsburgh Public Schools. This council does hereby declare May 19th, 2023 as Take a Father to School Day in Allegheny County. In witness hereof, I have hereunto caused the seal of the County of Allegheny to be affixed this 9th day of May 2023. Thank you again for your work, Mr. Brentley, and congratulations.
Thank you, Councilwoman Bennett. We are honored to receive this recognition. And yes, it's been 25 years. And if I can take a quick second to kind of explain to you what it is, we ask for fathers or a positive male role model to simply show up at one of the schools one day out of the year to just simply volunteer. The other side is that we encourage the staff to find a way to keep them there, creating different activities, and then, of course, encouraging them to sign up to be members of the PTA, PTOs, and PSCCs. We are not an anti-anything. This day is nothing more but a call to duty. Our schools in the Pittsburgh Public Schools are successful because of only one reason, and that's because the mothers and the women have never, ever abandoned this district. We left, but they've never abandoned us. And so this is nothing more but a call to duty to encourage men to get up, to get out, and to get involved. It's important that you simply be there. On the 19th of this month, we're simply asking anyone to participate. If you get on the Pittsburgh Public Schools website, there's what we put together a Pittsburgh Public Schools Take a Father to School Day directory. It will show you all the schools and the special activities that are designed to bring the men in. And I would encourage you all to check it out. Secondly, we're excited about the fact that this is 25 years. Our salary is zero, but we're committed to it. And we have a total of about 14 members we've been able to find over the years that served as committee members to come out. And so we're happy about it. We're excited, but we also want to encourage you. We believe it is the secret weapon to resolving to some of these issues going on in our schools. And finally, the old way to look at it for me, I'm one of 9, born to my mother and father, and my mother always identified the problem, but my father solved the problem. He would come in and remind us, and he was a good man. He worked 2 or 3 jobs, but he would get forgetful, sometimes get forgetful. And he would come and say, "Hey, Mark, did you come in here with alcohol in your breath 3 weeks ago? Your mother told me about it." My point behind that story is there's a balance. And we have to be responsible, man. We have to simply get up, and we got to step up and do our share. So we're excited about this. Thank you so much for the recognition, and I hope someday we can have a conversation with County Council about spreading this thing throughout the county. Everybody needs to invite men and reach out, and everybody should acknowledge the fact that it takes 2 to create that child. Thank you so much again, council members.
Do pictures at the end.
How many more procs? There's like 2 more, 3 more. Thank y'all.
So we're going to go back to 12667-23.
A proclamation honoring the 10th Annual Disability and Mental Health Summit hosted by Representative Dan Miller, sponsored by Councilmember Dewar.
Councilman Paul Murray wants to be added to that, and so do I.
So do I, Mr. President.
I would like to be added.
Is there anyone that doesn't want to be added? There you go.
Everybody.
Representative Miller. All right.
What's up? Good to see you.
All right. Hello, everyone. So I am absolutely honored to have my favorite state representative from Mount Lebanon here today.
From Mellon, yeah.
To recognize the great work he's been doing over the past 10 years with the Disability and Mental Health Summit. So Representative Miller has been a great partner and friend and mentor over the past couple years. I've been in office, and to see the work he's done in Harrisburg has been tremendous, but the work he's done here in district and across the region here in southwestern Pennsylvania has been equally as impressive. And one of the, I think he would say, crowning jewels of his work over the past, over the past year since he's been elected in office has been the Disability and Mental Health Summit. I had the privilege to be able to attend the one in 2019 or 2020, right before COVID shut down, the last in-person one. And it is a true labor of love. And it is a culmination of a bipartisan group of people coming together to provide resources, discussions about legislation in Harrisburg surrounding disability and mental health, and it all comes through this guy. It is a tremendous event, and the next one, which is going to be once again the 10th version of this event, is coming up this Thursday, May 11th, from 9 to 4 p.m. at the Bethel congregation in the South Hills. And I would invite any and all council members here, if they've never attended, to please make an effort to come. It is a wonderful, wonderful event, chock full of resources that I'm sure your constituents would love to hear from and know about. So without further ado, I will read the proclamation here, then turn the thing over to Representative Miller.
Don't go through the whole thing.
So I'm going to go through the whole thing. I'm going to make you sweat. So whereas Representative Dan Miller is hosting the 10th Annual Disability and Mental Health Summit on Thursday, May 11th, 2023, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Bethel congregation of the South Hills. And whereas the free annual Disability and Mental Health Summit has made a difference in the lives of thousands of people. It has brought together over 2,000 people, 180 participating organizations, and offered many hours of free sessions on a variety of disability and mental health topics. And whereas this year's program will feature 2 keynote sessions, each of which will be followed by a legislative panel. A morning panel will focus on mental health, and an afternoon panel will focus on disability issues in Pennsylvania. The first keynote session, starting at 9 a.m., will feature Dr. Dale Adair, Chief Psychiatric Officer of the Pennsylvania Department of Human Services, who will discuss the mental health landscape in Pennsylvania. And whereas the afternoon keynote session will begin at 1 p.m. with Dr. Valor Kush, the State Department of Human Services Acting Secretary, and Kristen Ahrens, Deputy Secretary's Office of Developmental Programs, discussing the changing landscape of disability services in Pennsylvania. And whereas there will once again be a community resource fair from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. featuring many organizations, nonprofits, and support services in our region. Experts will be on hand and available to answer any questions and provide valuable insight. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Allegheny County Council Member Tom Dewar, and all members of County Council do hereby recognize the 10th Annual Disability and Mental Health Summit hosted by Representative Dan Miller, and commend the efforts of the summit as it has become one of the largest collection of disability and mental health resources in Western Pennsylvania, and a staple event for many advocates, self-advocates, and professionals alike. In witness hereof, I hereunto cause the seal of Allegheny to be affixed this 9th day of May 2023. Representative Miller, congratulations on your work.
Thank you. Thank you. What do I have, 45 minutes? No, look, I want to thank, obviously, Tom, John, and everybody who was kind enough to invite me here and to recognize our event. Many of you have been at. So, and I appreciate that over the years, all right? And like you all know, with a disability and mental health, issues have no partisan label. They have no demographic of any type that effectuate to it. And it's something to which unites us. This event here started off as just really a couple dozen people. We ended up sort of peaking at that event where we had 2,300 in attendance, and we continue to find ways in sort of the post-pandemic world to try and bring people together to talk about disability and mental health resources, opportunities, and how we better keep promises. I want to say to you that the county has always been a terrific partner. Very much appreciate. I don't really think there's been much that has been done without the county and the county exec sending over personnel, giving us assistance to be sure that we are offering as great a program as possible. Without your help and the county's help, it would not have been as successful over these years. It is my favorite event. It is bipartisan. It is bicameral. Those things, in some ways, are too rare. But on the disability and mental health front, it does unite us. It kind of brings us to that shared humanity. And I always say to somebody with it, I guarantee you make a difference in a person's life with a disability and mental health issue. They don't care. They don't care what your yard sign looks like. They could get, not at all. Okay, they're looking for how to have that better tomorrow. And as we shine a light on these issues together, then we can, I think, hopefully lift more and more people into that greater sense of opportunity. So I just want to thank you very much. I appreciate, thank you for all the work. We are very proud to be from Allegheny County and to help sort of represent everybody as you do. And so please do reach out to us in that role anytime. But again, thank you to Tom and John and to everybody. Appreciate being here today. Bethany, thank you as well. Thank you, Pat, and everybody. Thanks so much. No, I'm out. No, I'm kidding.
12670-23.
A proclamation recognizing North Versailles Township Commissioner Sam Giuliano, sponsored by Councilmember Nakaradi Chapkus.
I'm going to do pictures right after this one. Then we're going to wait for Tom.
For a picture, maybe. Okay. So I would like to recognize Sam Giuliano this evening, who is here with colleagues Joe Varhala and Alan Wagner. You'll have to come up for a picture, please. You don't have to go. Come on up now. It's nice to have supportive colleagues. All right. So I want to explain to you a little bit about this particular proclamation. I saw this in the community news, and I said, we've got to have Mr. Giuliano down here as well, and you'll hear why in just a moment. Whereas on April the 12th, 2023, Sam Giuliano, to my right, was honored by the Governor's Center for Local Government Services in the Department of Community and Economic Development with the 2023 Pennsylvania State Association of Township Commissioners Career Recognition Award. And whereas this prestigious Governor's Award for Local Government Excellence is awarded to honor leaders across our Commonwealth who have shown exceptional dedication to improving public services through innovative initiatives and a continued focus on getting things done for their communities. Mr. Giuliano has been nominated for contributing in such a way through his extensive public service. And whereas in 2009, Mr. Giuliano was appointed to fill a vacant seat on the North Versailles Board of Commissioners, and in 2010, he was elected to the seat and has remained on the board ever since. 13 years later, Mr. Giuliano believes North Versailles' positive financial picture is one of its biggest strengths. And whereas during his tenure as commissioner, Mr. Giuliano has served as vice chair of both the Public Works and Public Safety committees. He is also the current president of the Pennsylvania State Association of Township Commissioners and even has a regional presence by serving as the immediate past president of the Allegheny County and Western PA Association of Township Commissioners. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Allegheny County Council Member Michelle Nacarati-Chapkus, do hereby commend Sam Giuliano upon his deserved recognition. Mr. Giuliano always acted in the best interests of the municipality's citizens, and his unwavering commitment to the North Versailles Board of Commissioners serves as an exemplary model of leadership. This council thanks him for his dedicated public service and offers best wishes for continued success in the years to come.
Thank you. Yeah, sure. Well, thanks for having me today, and thanks for recognizing North Versailles. Partnership with the county, all our resources, it's important and imperative that we all work together. And what this award demonstrates that I do that. And that's very important that all my colleagues, and I thank you and commit you for doing your job also. Because if I can't do mine, we all work together. That's the main. But thank you.
Michelle, we're coming up for pictures. We're going to start pictures.
All right, come on up. We're gonna take pictures now. Come join me. All right. Okay. With Alan. Came all the way.
Sitting there, he's always smiling.
Is like the senior executive director on the board. The title is for him, but he's sort of like the food chain in Northwest Community Outreach. He used to be with Big Brothers Big Sisters. He really is. Like, seriously, he's supposed to never got to.
Congratulations.
Stay right here, folks.
Oh, hold on. He'll be out.
Congratulations.
Do you want somebody? You got a chair?
Okay, ready? Okay, we're ready. 3, 2, 1. What do you guys have? Got it. Thanks. Representative Miller?
Who is?
Yes.
Come now.
That's helpful.
I'm just,
He signed up for the next meeting. He's not on the list. There's nothing I can do.
no, but I know you remember like all songs on that. Yeah, and I'm not.
But they didn't sign up for today. He signed up for the 23rd. He signed up time for the wrong meeting.
Just going in case.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Okay, 3, 2, 1. And got it. Thanks. Hard to believe 10 years. I know. Okay, guys, come on up.
Thanks for putting kind word in.
Do you still do your this thing or are you done?
It's okay, we'll go last, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. You're like, he just came out and
All right.
Thanks.
Is it okay if we shift the council meeting and Erica Middle so that I don't do it? Thank you. Yep, right next to Mr. Barker. There we go, yep, perfect. It'll be here. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's it, you got the camera picture right there.
got it. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Mark.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's going on? Why is it Baker's? He had Pat up and do the pictures before Baker proclamation. I think that takes.
Tom.
Why aren't we doing Baker's?
All right. Good luck. Your specialty. Okay, well, we're going to begin with 12671-23.
A proclamation recognizing Multiplying Good of Pittsburgh Changemakers and the 2023 spring class of Multiplying Good Changemakers, sponsored by Councilmembers Dewar and Bennett.
Liv? Okay. No, it's okay.
She's very popular tonight.
Mercedes, she was with the PPS, now she's with. Big check. I mean, like, I'm not the only one doing major things over here, apparently.
No.
You broke the mic.
It was.
It's something under yours.
Well, that's like really intense now. Okay. All right. So I am once again been given the honor of filling in for our now no longer here on council colleague, Councilman Baker, as the other Tom. But I am, as always, humbled to be able to be asked to, along with my colleague, Councilman Bennett, to present this award for the change makers and Multiplying Good Pittsburgh and all the great work and highlighting all the great work that they do in Pittsburgh and around the region. So, whereas Changemakers is an initiative. Whereas Changemakers is an initiative of Multiplying Good Pittsburgh that celebrates several leaders across southwestern Pennsylvania. For over 50 years, Multiplying Good has been honoring those who put others first as they have seen the power and impact of recognition. And whereas, according to the Harvard Business Review, in a culture obsessed with measuring talent and ability, we often overlook the important role of inspiration. Inspiration awakens us to new possibilities and by allowing us to transcend our ordinary experiences experiences and limitations. Inspiration propels a person from apathy to possibility and transforms the very way we perceive our own capabilities. And whereas since 1972, Multiplying Good has recognized a host of national public figures for their outstanding contributions to our country and its communities with the Jefferson Award. Those receiving the prestigious Jefferson Awards are not only empowered to do more, but their stories of extraordinary public service also inspire others to action as well. And whereas change makers understand that representation and inspiration matter, the Multiplying Good Changemakers program is a series of volunteer, networking, fundraising, and celebration events that take place over a 12 to 16-week period. This prestigious opportunity, open to young professionals across the southwestern Pennsylvania region, recognizes a group of individuals who have demonstrated a commitment to several leadership and the potential to truly move Pittsburgh forward. And whereas throughout the program, changemakers will embody and encourage three of Multiplying Good's pillars: service, leadership, and recognition. Based upon these three pillars, Multiplying Good unleashes potential in youth through the service, elevates unsung heroes and professionals in our communities who are making positive change, and partners with organizations, institutions, small businesses, and corporations to recognize excellence in volunteer service. And whereas in the spring class of 2023, Multiplying Good Changemakers of Pittsburgh will hold its graduation and Jefferson Award ceremony on Thursday, May 18th, 2023 at the Frick Environmental Center in Frick Park. And now be it resolved that we, Allegheny County Council members Tom Dewar, Olivia Bennett, do hereby commend the work of Multiplying Good Changemakers of Pittsburgh and recognize the commitment and dedication of these individuals in the 2023 spring class of Multiplying Good Changemakers. And witness hereof, I have hereunto caused the See of Allegheny to be affixed this 9th day of May 2023. Congratulations to all the recipients and Councilman Baker. If you or anyone else has any, yeah. So.
Hi, I'm Jody Klebeck. I'm the Executive Director of Multiplying Good Pennsylvania, and I'm very pleased and honored. Thank you, Councilpersons Dewar and Bennett, for this recognition for our change makers. These are amazing servant leaders who are 21 plus, we'll just say, who are role models, representation, and inspiration and facilitators for our Students in Action. Our Students in Action are middle school and high school students in Allegheny County and 9 other counties, including all the way out as up as Mercer, down in Greene, and we work with young people in middle schools and high schools, public, charter, private schools, out-of-school time organizations, from Clairton to One Nation Mentoring to Pittsburgh Hardball Academy up to Pine Richland, Perry, you name it. We are inspiring change by giving young people a voice in change in their community. They're addressing things like gun violence, mental health, the environment, and a variety of things that really impact them, from social justice and racial justice to poverty and food insecurity. The students are making the difference. The change makers are fueling the students, and this is what these young people can grow up to be. And so I'm very honored to be able to recognize them as change makers, and thank you so much.
Is there a picture for this?
Yeah. I didn't know if anyone else. I can't believe Tom Baker.
Oh, no, just thank you. It's a wonderful group, just one of the crew. Yeah. It's wonderful to be back home. Thank you. Yeah. Saved you like 10 minutes.
You did, Tom. I was just shocked.
No.
Okay. For the photo, but we can just hold this. Yeah. Just leave. We'll organize outside for the meeting.
It's already up.
Okay. Everyone ready? Look right here.
We got one more song. Thank you. Yep, got him. Thank you so much.
I know. It's Mike Sully's 73rd birthday, by the way. 73rd birthday.
The remaining proclamations are on our record. 1267.
A proclamation declaring May 12, 2023 as Provider Appreciation Day in Allegheny County, sponsored by Councilmember Pritzia.
12673-23.
A proclamation recognizing Pittsburgh Socorro Project, sponsored by Councilmembers Pritzio and Filiaggi.
12674-23.
A proclamation recognizing Dr. Mohammed Ali Pate for his extraordinary contributions to global health, sponsored by Councilmember Betkowski.
12675-23.
A proclamation recognizing Dr. Baba Adams' unwavering commitment to promoting diversity and inclusion in academia, sponsored by Councilmember Betkowski.
12676-23.
A proclamation congratulating Ted and Eileen Fisher on the occasion of their 50th wedding anniversary, sponsored by Councilmember Paul Mary.
12677-23.
A certificate of recognition presented to the 2023 Annual Spring Black History Achievement Awardees, sponsored by Councilmember Betkowski.
12678-23.
A proclamation recognizing and congratulating Logan Waters on achieving the rank of Eagle Scout, sponsored by Councilmember Paul Messina.
Is there any public comment on the agenda items?
Not on agenda items, no.
Okay, approve ordinance 12679-23.
A motion to approve the minutes of the March 7th, 2023 regular meeting of council.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those.
Aye.
Motion carries. Presentation of appointments, 12686-23.
Approving the appointment of Lila Sukup to the Friends of the Park for South Park for a term to expire on May 9th, 2026, sponsored by Councilmember Paul Mary.
That will go to the Committee on Appointment Review. Unfinished business, Committee on Government Reform for the second reading, 12607-23, and at the request of the primary sponsor, we'll be holding that bill. Moving on. New business ordinances and resolutions, 12680-23.
An ordinance of the County of Allegheny, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, amending the Allegheny County Code of Ordinances, Division 4, entitled Finances, by the addition of a new Chapter 492 entitled Criminal Justice Funding Parity in order to provide for adequate and fair representation of indigent defendants charged with criminal offenses within the county, sponsored by Councilmember Hallam.
That will go to the Committee on Budget and Finance. New business motions, 12681-23.
Motion of the Council of Allegheny County urging the General Assembly to enact with all deliberate speed the provisions of SB 400 introduced on April 26, 2023, and providing for the institution of a semi-open primary election voting process in the Commonwealth, sponsored by Councilmember Dewar.
Thank you. Tom, if it's okay, I'd like to send this to committee because I'd like to have the discussion. There's
Yeah.
a lot that I think. I'm personally, I don't know a lot about this, and I'd like to learn more.
No, yeah, and so one of the things too, President Katina, is I'm fine with that, but one of the things Jared and I did was we included the legislation in the motion as well, so if members wanted to find it easily, we attached it to the motion as well, but I'd be happy to, but I definitely want to make sure this comes back up. I think it's a very interesting conversation, especially given we're in a year where, we have a lot of cross-filing races, judicials and school board races where we have, quite a few, we have thousands of independents in Allegheny County who are not able to cast their votes in those races that are supposed to be nonpartisan. So I think it's an interesting conversation, and I would, welcome any, welcome any discussions in whatever committee. I would say respectfully, given that government reform is backed up, if we could send it to executive or somewhere else to have that discussion, just because I think it would take quite a long time for it to come up in government reform, given all the bills that are already there. So.
Well, let's send it to government reform, and if we don't have the discussion, we'll have to discuss. If we don't have it there, if we can't get to it there, we'll have the discussion on the floor then.
Okay, all right.
Fair enough. Notification of contracts, 12682-23.
Communication summarizing approved executive actions for the month of April 2023.
Motion to
Receive and file.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed, motion carries.
President Katina, before we get to public comment, we skipped over liaison reports. I just wanted to very quickly, we had the Board of Elections meeting. I just wanted to update Director Voy, since we're 1 week out from Election Day. Director Voy said, everything's going very, very well with preparations for the May 16th primary. Poll worker recruitment is up this year. It's going very, very well. He said the only 3 areas as of last week when we had the meeting that needed some additional poll workers that they would like a little bit more was the 19th Ward, Harrison, and Shaler. And he said specifically Harrison has always been trouble. They've always had trouble getting poll workers specifically in Harrison. So I think that's Councilman Fatulis. So if you know anyone in Harrison who wants to work the polls, make sure to reach out to them. But everything else seems to be going well. Mail-in ballot return is going well. And if anyone has any questions or issues, especially regarding mail-in ballots before Election Day, please send those folks to me so we can get those issues resolved as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you. Since I did skip liaison reports, are there any other liaison reports?
President Casino, this is Councilmember Hallam. I have one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to, as the Jail Oversight Board's representative, council's representative on the Jail Oversight Board, I wanted to let everyone know that the May Jail Oversight Board meeting, which is typically on the first Thursday of every month, was inexplicably postponed. So I wanted to let everyone know that if you were planning on coming, it's no longer, of course, the first Thursday of the month. It is this month, May 18th, which is not this Thursday, but next Thursday. And also for any of my colleagues who were not aware, and for anyone who is paying attention to this meeting, a young man died in the Allegheny County Jail this weekend. He was 42 years old. And so if anyone would like any further information on that, please reach out to me. If anyone wants to talk about a way to stop these deaths from happening, I am open to those conversations. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other liaison reports? Hearing none, we'll move on. Go ahead, public comment.
We have several. First up, and I'm going to apologize in advance for pronunciation, Pomaj Chakmam Yajalaji.
Next.
Not here. Next up would be Rachel Radke.
Next.
Next up would be Carlos Thomas.
Not here.
Thank you. Next up would be Philip Battle Jr.
Next.
Next up would be Jacob Poole. Oh, Mr. Battle? Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is, I'm the Reverend Philip Battle Jr. Here again for families who are homeless and have children in schools. A big thing happened today at the City Council building. They actually declared Pittsburgh homelessness as a public health emergency. All the things that they did at Wood Street Commons and the other well-known shelters, none of them included families with children in schools, at least not on the surface, nor was it mentioned on the council steps, okay? As I said the last time, 17% of children in school have or are actually actively homeless. They're living in cars, they have a community. The senator or the representative, he's gone, but they're right there in North Versailles in the Walmart parking lot, and they're living there. We have unaccompanied youth. We have programs, but all the programs are full. I've just been made aware of a prison or a jail or of a mental health building on the north side that's empty, that has several thousand beds or at least over 100 beds. Those are the kinds of places like Shenley, not Shenley, but wherever the juvenile place that you were talking about opening. In that area, you have that Veterans Hospital that is standing there, falling apart. Be a great place to house some of the people or some of the families that have children in school in that school district. The reason I'm here at the county is because you guys pretty much govern the school districts, at least public schools in Allegheny County. So those places, those vacant buildings that they have, and places like that can be repurposed to house people or families that have children in school K through 12. And then we can't ignore those unaccompanied youth that, that for whatever reason, don't want to be at home. So they're sleeping over their friend's house and over grandma's house and sleeping on auntie's couch in different places. So we have to find a solution for this. We've already identified it as a health emergency, at least in the city. But I want you to imagine yourself if you had your family living in a hotel and had to get up at 4:30 a.m. to get your children to school. Yes, sir. I want you to imagine yourself and put your family in a place of desolate and in a cycle of poverty. If you can imagine, most of us can't, but just for a moment, for the sake of argument, consider yourself in their place.
Thank you.
See y'all next week.
Thank you. Normally, I don't engage, but just to clarify, we don't have any control over the city of Pittsburgh public schools or the county schools for that matter.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But I was using that for an example. You do control the public school system, not control the government or have something.
No.
You have leverage.
No, we don't. No.
You have leverage on.
We don't have any control over any school district or any leverage over any school district. Those are totally separate entities. No, we don't have any control, influence. Those are totally separate entities.
Each school district is its own independent entity, and we have no oversight.
Oh, I understand. What I'm saying, I don't expect you to have oversight, but if you have knowledge of it, there has to be something that you could do, maybe not as a council, but out of your position, out of your place of power.
We can help advocate, is the best way to put it, I guess.
As I am.
Thank you. Next.
Next is Jacob Poole.
Hello, I'm Jacob Poole, formerly Jakob of Europe. I'm here because, well, I just heard a great presentation of all the families and fathers and children and all these things, and it's all heartbreaking and touching, and I have none of those things because people in the Pittsburgh area and Allegheny area literally said, I want a child from Eastern Europe, and they paid money to get it. And after the Berlin Wall Civil War in the 1990s, when East Germany, Hungary, Czechoslovakia, Romania, they all messed up, people targeted my family. They hunted down families connected to Einstein, John von Neumann, because people in the Pittsburgh area, through Ligonier, they wanted a smart child, and they were paid money for it. So people held people captive, hunted them down, and got me. And as a little kid, I was held captive, forged my records in Eastern Europe, and transported me to Ligonier, PA through church networks, and then to Pittsburgh, forced me to get a PhD, invent stuff, discover stuff for them. I'm alone with mysterious illnesses, sicknesses. I have no family. I'm by myself all the time. I have 3 kids. I was forced to father when I was held captive in isolation in Pittsburgh and with sicknesses while on the campus of University of Pittsburgh. People took pictures of us and posted it online and forced me to contact Jewish families in Europe so that I can show them the pictures of me with those kids who were poisoned to be mentally handicapped and sick along with me. And I did. I myself coerced to contact Jewish families all over Central and Eastern Europe and France to show them pictures of me fathering mentally handicapped children in Pittsburgh on the campus of University of Pittsburgh, where I was forced to attend, and at the National Energy Lab in the Pittsburgh area I was forced to work. I'm here by myself. I don't know my real name. I have forged records, and every single day is a misery. I have no family, no friends, no contact. I have strange sicknesses, illnesses, and pains. When trying to go to the homeless shelter for the holidays, it was closed. And that's going to be the rest of my life. People child trafficked me because they said during the chaos of the Central and Eastern European conflicts in the 90s, somebody said, give me an Eastern European child. And better yet, make it a smart one. So people did. People abducted families, held them captive, raped them, manufactured a child, sold me for money, transported me here for exploitation. I know this because European police tried to intervene, and they permanently marked my birth certificate to have River Market as the location. My birth certificate says River Market, so that I'll always know that it's a true story. You can never change it. European police tried to intervene, and that's how they intervene. They stamped my birth certificate as River Market. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Poole, I'm going to ask you a question. I mean, you come here obviously to a lot of meetings. What would you like? What are you asking us to do, or what are you getting at, or where do you want us to go with this?
I have no idea.
Because there's probably better uses of your time than coming here than speaking to us, which we have no control over. Maybe we can get you in contact with law enforcement so that you can share your concerns with law enforcement.
I've been to law enforcement. I've been to the FBI. I've been to every police station in Pittsburgh.
I mean, you're more than welcome. I guess you're more than welcome to keep coming to every meeting that we have. But I mean, unfortunately, there's nothing that in our preview that we can do to help you. But we can try to help you get in contact with someone that might be able to help.
I guess the point of that is that I exist here like this, and I'm not the only one. So that means that there's a massive, deep-rooted human trafficking network in this area that I'm part of. My Facebook is partially blocked. My LinkedIn is blocked. All these things are blocked. People target me for exploitation in public places.
I understand all of that, but again, we don't have any control over everything you're talking about. Allegheny County Council has no control over anything that you're talking about, unfortunately. You need to speak to someone in law enforcement.
I have.
Speak to them to try to get you some resolution for what you're talking about. I mean, but like I said, you're more than welcome to keep coming to us, but unfortunately, there's nothing we can do. I mean, we'll listen to you, but there's nothing we can do.
I mean, people say they have nothing they can do, but at the same time, when I was forced to work at the National Energy Lab, people thought it was funny to walk by me in the hallway wearing military logos and things and say deported. And then a year later, when they didn't like me, they got USCIS to withdraw my citizenship and send me letters of, you're not a citizen anymore.
But again, there's nothing we can do about any of them.
I'm saying that common people doing weird stuff at the military lab apparently contacted people and had federal agencies withdraw documents and alter documents and modify
Again,
stuff.
but there's nothing that we can do to basically resolve any of that for you. That's what I'm telling. I mean,
this is a public forum.
We can help advocate for you.
You don't think you do, because every law is connected to every other law, locally, federally. Everything is connected. I guarantee you, there's at least half dozen county laws that this is touching on. You just aren't aware, because I'm not a lawyer. If I was a lawyer,
we're not the ones enforcing those county laws. The county police would be better, obviously, talking to you.
But
is what I'm trying to.
But you create legislature eventually. You create laws, ordinances, rules.
We have no control over the county police. I mean,
Not the police,
we don't direct the county.
but local legislature, laws.
They're under the auspices of the county executive.
I mean, until things change, I exist. I guess I'm going to utilize public forums to use my free speech
we're more than happy to listen to you.
Advocate for anti-child trafficking.
I'm trying to get you some assistance and bring you to get some resolution to some of your concerns.
I would like a resolution, but I don't even know where to begin. So.
I'll follow. Thank you. Mr. Sully, your happy 73rd birthday.
You're up, Mike.
Actually, it's 74.
What's
the difference? Yeah. I don't know, for thank you. Yeah, I came here on my birthday. Well, not a lot, 3 minutes. Yes, I know. She said, "What are you doing?" Good. I said, "I want to see my friends on county council." Again, I was here in January. Thank you. All of you voted for that second chance appeal, which I want you to know, next week, the day after the election, the election, May 17th, Wednesday, the State Tax Equalization Board will officially certify that lower number. Your vision back in January was, hey, if that number changes, we want to give people an opportunity to appeal for last year. So that will kick in, and that's a good thing. As of now, the STEB ratio for last year's appeals is still 81-1. So there will be a dramatic drop, and that shoe will drop, and that's the end of that chapter. The reason I'm here, I want to give you a heads up. The plaintiffs, and as you know, I'm part of the lawsuit as a consultant, the plaintiffs are asking the administration, the Fitzgerald administration, to do a recount of the 2021 file, which would be effective for this year. The county and the law department said, no way, we're not going to, we've been there. All they did was fixed 1 year. That will be fixed next Wednesday. And what I'm telling you is when real estate values go up, the common level ratio goes down. If the county does nothing, if you do nothing, 2 years in a row, the common level ratio will be the same. That means Allegheny County is telling its citizens property values didn't go up, and on appeal, you're not going to be paying your fair share in taxes. So I'm just giving you the heads up. I know it's a complicated issue, but this is Second Chance Appeal 2.0. I'm just giving you the heads up. I'm going to go eat some birthday cake. Thank you very much.
Happy birthday again,
Thank you.
Mike. Is there a motion to adjourn? Motion has been made and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice evening.
I'm going to go home and